Okay, good morning to morning yoga here at Steve Purves' house. We're going to start in a Tadasana position, feet firmly rooted into the ground. We're going to get all 4 points of our feet rooted in there. So lift your toes up and then put them down slowly. Feel your big toe going in and then your little toe. Feel the 2 points in your heel and just stand into it. Feel yourself firmly rooted into the ground, hands down to the side. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, out. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're going to do a little foot release here. So grab a tennis ball. Go ahead and face me. We're off to the side. It's okay. Yeah. Okay, and we're just going to roll back and forth, back and forth. Going to release this. And all these points in the foot have something to do with your body. They all correspond with your liver, stomach. Just up and down. Lose the ball, that's fine. It's normal. Face it out. Roll it out. Roll it from side to side. And this is yoga. This is yoga. It's releasing the fascia.
Better at catching it.
Yeah. Okay, switch feet. Back and forth, side to side. You put even weight on it. Feel that same Tadasana move in your other foot when we were standing in mountain pose. Feel yourself firmly rooted in the ground there. And this is really important. That mountain pose is really the basis for most of your standing poses. And so when you get that stability down, it makes everything else easier. And a teacher once that made me stay in that for 45 minutes. I hope that never happens to you, but it actually was one of the best things in yoga that ever happened to me. Okay, let's go ahead and sit down on our mats in a seated position. We're warmed up a little bit onto our feet. You need to use a mat, use a blanket, or a block underneath your rear if you like. Your sit bones firmly into the mat, hands on your knees, put them upright, back nice and straight, head, pretend like there's a string pulling your head up towards the ceiling, shoulders back and relaxed, sit bones firmly into the ground. Go ahead and breathe just like we did before. Breathe in and breathe out. In, out. In, out. Okay, here we're going to set the intention for the class. This is your time on the mat. Just take this time to be one, let all the things that think about in the world. Somebody cut you off on the freeway this morning, let it go. Just be here now with yourself. Okay, let's come on up to our hands and knees. Again, put something underneath your knees if you need it. Got any injuries or just in padding. And again, just like your feet, feel your hands firmly underneath your shoulders. Roll them inward a little bit. Feel the 5 points in your hands, especially your big thumb and your little finger, and feel them rooted into the ground, just like we did with your feet. Okay, let's sit back down, draw our rear into a child's pose, push the ground away from you. Stretch out, stretch your arms far in front of you. Now try stretching your right arm further and your left foot back further towards the wall. Now do it with your other side. Feel that nice stretch. Breathe into it. Come on up into your hands and knees. Back into a child's pose. Take this time to roll around if you like. Loosen up. Have some fun with it. And back down into a child's pose. Okay. Back up into tabletop. We're going to do some cat-cows. Suck your belly in, back up in the hump thing, your belly back down to the ground, and up in the air. Breathe in and out, and up, breathe in on your way up. Exhale on your way down. Okay, now let's send your right foot back, directly in back you, toes pointed towards the ground. Feel that nice stretch in the back. You bring your knee back down onto the mat or the blanket. Again, let's go back one more time. Go back, straight back. Okay, come on back down onto the knee. This time we're going to go up and we're going to rotate our ankle around. So go bring your leg higher, a little higher up. Now just rotate your ankle around to the right in a circle. Your arms, keep the weight firmly distributed between your arms so that you've got the equal amount of weight in there. Okay, and then come on back down into the tabletop. Now we're going to go straight back with our left foot, straight out. Toes pointed towards the ground. Feel that nice stretch in the calf. Then come on back down to your knee into your tabletop. One more time, come back out. Breathe in on the way out. And come on back down onto your knee. This time we're going to go out. Same thing, we're going to come out a little bit higher up. We'll rotate the foot around the ankle. Round and around one way. And let's come back and do it the other way. Okay, back down into a tabletop. Now let's sit back down into a child's pose. Come on back up into a tabletop. Okay, this time send your right foot back up into the air up high. Swing it through, put it in between your hands. Feel that nice stretch. You need to grab a block. Props are always good to grab and have. Okay, if it's available to you, come on up, bring your knee up off the ground. And breathe. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay, come on back up into a standing pose. Bring your feet together on your mat. Back into the Tadasana pose. Get up, feel yourself firmly rooted there. And come on back down into a tabletop position. This time we're going to send the left foot back up in the air, straight up high, swing it around in between your hands. Feel a nice stretch, walk back maybe a little bit. Make sure that your feet are directly underneath your knee, that they're not back and back of it. And the main things we need to do is make sure that our toes are in front of our knees, and so we get hurt when we get our knee in front of our toes. Okay, if it's available to you, come on up. Put your hands on the ground if you want to come on up. Come on up into a standing position. Bring your hands above your head into a warrior one. Feel that stretch high into the sky. Breathe into it. now bring your right foot up to your left, up back into Tadasana. Hands up above your head. Bring your hands down in front of your face. Bow your head into your first namaste. Swoop your hands up along the side, up towards the ceiling. Fold back down on your toes. Straight back. Keep your hands on the ground if it's available, or okay to bend your knees. Slide on up towards your knees, flat back. Konasana, back down on the ground. Come on back up into a flat back, back down on the ground. Couple of these on your own. Up, go ahead and slide back down. Nice stretch in your back. Come on up. Okay, come back up into a mountain position. Okay. Send your right foot forward, send your left foot back, 45-degree angle to the front. Okay. Bring your arms straight above your head. Do your first warrior one. Reach towards the sky. Weight evenly distributed in your feet. Feel all 4 points of your feet as you're going up. Head straight up. Reach higher towards the sky. Bring your right hand just a little bit higher toward the sky, 1 inch above the other one. Now bring the left one up to meet it. Feel that nice stretch. Okay. And now bring your left arm back towards the back wall. Your right arm forward. Look over your right arm directly, and now you're in Warrior Two. Okay, grab yourself a focal point directly in front of you. Call that a drishti. That helps with our balance. So our mind helps us getting centered, and we get into some of the more difficult poses that'll help us stay balanced. Okay, now we're gonna come back into a triangle. Put your left arm down your leg. Right arm up in the sky, looking straight towards the ceiling. Feel that nice stretch on the side, and come on back down and do come on up into the Tadasana, back into a mountain pose. Feel yourself again firmly rooted in the ground. Now we're going to do it on the other side. Take your, we do last time, take your left foot forward. The opposite, yeah. Right foot back, hands up towards the sky. Feel that nice stretch. Okay. Now come on into, bring your left foot, your left arm forward, right arm back. You're gonna go into head towards the front. We're going into Warrior Two. We missed Warrior One, but that's okay. We'll pick that up in a second. Just feel that nice stretch. The arm that's in front of you, just pull it out about 1 inch. There you go. Pull the one in the rear back 1 inch the other way. Straight, get your gaze going towards the front. Just feel, okay, now come back up into Tadasana. Okay, and this time we're going to move off to the side. Face forward. Feet a couple out, I don't know, about 3 feet apart. Now let's go ahead and just bend forward. Bend forward. If it's available, you can touch the ground. If not, you can put a block in front of you. You can bend your knees, get a nice stretch. In the back, you should feel this in the back of your legs, your quads, your back. It's hurting you in your back, bend your knees. And breathe. Remember breathing, that's most important. Yoga is union with body, mind, and spirit. So we're going to be with our body, we need to breathe into it from pranayama. Okay, come on up. Up into Namaste. Bring your feet together into a mountain pose. And let's come back down into a seated position. Okay. Seated position, you can sit with your legs crossed. Straight back, straight into the sit bone firmly rooted into the mat. Your right arm forward. Okay, take your left arm, grab your fingers of your right arm and pull them back towards you. Just breathe into it. Again, this is yoga. You're stretching right here. People don't think of this. You can do this in a chair. Okay, now bring your fingers down, and pull on your fingers towards you. Keep breathing. Okay, now just roll your hand around in a circle one way, and then roll it back in the other. Okay, now pick your other arm up. Let's do the same thing we did on that side. Bring your fingers back towards you. As you do that, push your palm of your hand forward, pull the fingers back, feel the stretch in there, just give it a little extra pull on there, and just keep breathing. Okay, now go ahead and drop your fingers towards the front and pull them back towards you. Okay, then let's just roll your shoulders. Okay, let's come back into our tabletop. Again, something underneath your knees if you need it. Okay. Let's do a couple cat-cows again. Get ourselves, now that we're nice and loosened up. So we're going to push our hands firmly into the mat, dig our toes down in the rear, and go ahead and bring our knees up. And push back onto those toes into our first downward dog. Feel a nice stretch in the back of your legs. And come on back down into a tabletop. Back down into a cat-cow. Okay, from there, come on up into a forward bend. And swing back down. Feel free to take a vinyasa at this point. Come on back up into a, we'll meet here in downward facing dog. Okay, let's just go ahead and flow through a couple vinyasas and downward dog. Nice stretch. Go ahead and move at your own pace. Okay, let's meet in down dog. Nice stretch. Right hand in between your left foot in between your hands. Come on up. Bring your hands up towards the sky. Feet up to the front of your mat. Hands stretched towards the sky. Down into a namaste. Hands swoop down at the side, on up to the top. Forward fold, down onto the bottom. Hands towards the toes. Bring them up towards the shins. Breathing in both ways. Up and down. Back down onto your mat. Feel free to take a few vinyasas on your own. Down, vinyasa, left foot forward, one back up, bring yourself up, nice stretch. Just go ahead and do some vinyasas on your own. Go at your own pace, back down onto the mat, feet back. Let it out. pace. There's no speed in yoga here. One person may be moving twice as fast as the other. We're flowing at our own pace. Yoga's individual for each one of us. Nice. And nice stretch. Nice. Always find yourself child's pose. Always available to you anytime during the class. Especially if you feel a little dizzy, your muscles are a little more stretched than you feel like they should be. Give yourself a break. Yoga is union with body and mind. There's nothing to do with moving fast. It's coordination of your breath and your body. Just feel that nice stretch in your back. You can stay here the rest of the class if you like, or we can move on. No big deal. Okay. Also, a lot of variations. If you have any problems with your wrist, you can always come down onto your fists. You know that any of your poses can be done here on your fists. Be done on your elbows. We did before. Okay, let's come down onto our mats face first. Okay. Now we're going to do a cobra, small cobra. Bring your hands off the mat 1 inch. Head up towards the sky. Feel that nice stretch. Okay, your feet and back, you're stretching towards the back wall. Stay on up here. Hands push yourself up into a forward-facing dog. Come on back into a tabletop, on back into a child's pose. Time to come on into a plank. Back straight, head looking forward. And just breathe. You know, I heard once shared there's a 7-minute plank every morning. She's up like 70. Okay. Push on up into a downward dog. Bring your right foot forward in between your hands. Come on up into a warrior 1. Back onto a warrior 2. Stretch out in front of you. Knee right above the ankle. Stretch backwards and forwards. Bring your feet up to the front of the mat. And you do Tadasana. Find your mountain pose. Hands up into a Namaste. Swoop your hands around, hands above the head. Forward fold. Down to your toes. Slide on up to your ankles. Below your knees. Slide on down. Come on back up. Back down onto your mat. Into a tabletop. And let's do the opposite leg. Opposite leg up. High into the sky. Bring it back down in between both your hands. Come on up. Up into a warrior 1. Hands above the head. Out to warrior 2. Looking to your front into your drishti. Bring your right arm up over your head, your left arm back into your triangle. Feel that nice stretch in your side. Your hands slowly go down, your left arm slowly go down your leg. Right arm reaching nice and high. Feel that stretch. Come on back into your warrior one. Forward bend, forward. Your right hand going down in your ankle, towards your ankle. That's available to you. Feel free to grab a block at any point. It's not available to you. Hand your hand over forward. Okay, let's come on back up into Tadasana. Go ahead and face me. Okay, we're going to go into a tree pose. And there's 3 ways we can do it. We're going to start in Tadasana. Again, this is why it's important, because one of these legs is going to be up on the other one. And if you're not firmly rooted, it's going to be very difficult for you. So the first tree pose is to just bring your heel up to your other ankle. And just feel that there. Feel yourself how you root into that one foot. Now if it's available to you, go ahead and slide your foot on up to your calf. Go ahead and keep that drissy. Look at that point forward. That's going to help you stay balanced. If you can, go ahead and bring that leg up. Don't put it on the knee. Make sure it goes above it. In my case, it doesn't go above it. So I'm going to go back into what I call a kickstand. Well, some of the class is going to be staying up there. It's okay to be right where I am. Okay, come on down back into Tadasana, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, up into a kickstand. Come on up if it's available, if you come up any further. Okay, bring it all the way up if you can. If you can, it's okay to stand here in a kickstand if you need to. Go right back into Tadasana. You don't have to be up in the air. Hands above the head, nice stretch. Come on back down. Feet hip width apart. Do some forward bends again. Come on down. Nice stretch in the back. Oh, very good. You know what we did is we worked both sides. We worked the right and the left, and now we centered it down to the center. That's what we're doing all of our poses. Work both sides and come back into the center. That's why we can do yoga in a chair. You have to be out here and twist it up into an eagle pose or a chair pose or a whatever pose. Okay, let's just roll around a little bit. Get yourself loose. Just stand up and just kind of have some fun. Shake it on out, yeah. Shake it on out. Roll your neck around a little bit, back and forth. Okay, let's come on back down onto your back. The final portion of our class. I'm going to do some stretches on the back. Okay, let's come on up and grab your knees. Be back onto your back. Put your head onto the mat. If it's not available, you can stick something underneath your head. Blanket. Grab your knees in towards your chest. Go ahead and stretch them out. Now do a reverse tabletop. Bend your knees straight above. Hold your feet out parallel to the mat. Now go ahead and stretch your right foot forward. Bend your toes back towards your head and just hover. Great for your core. Engage your bandhas. That's your core muscles. You bring your feet back up, your knees together, and let's go ahead with your left foot straight out. Five, four, three, breathe, 2, 1. Get up together, hug your knees, rock side to side, around in a circle one way, back in the circle the other way. Come up into a happy baby. Grab the insides of your feet, stretch your feet out. Again, roll around a little bit, roll from side to side. Bring your feet on back down towards the mat. And the outer edges of the mat, windshield wiper from right to left. And your back, right to left, left to right. Okay, this time, take your right foot, wrap it around, pull it up in the air, wrap it around your left. Put your knees down to the left side. gaze out over your right side, put your right arm straight out, feel that stretch. Unless there's a couch underneath your arm. Okay, come on back up to the center and let's do the other thing, switch and let's do the other side. Knees down onto your right side, gaze over your left. Feel that nice stretch. Okay. Let's come back, lay down onto your mat. Root your heels into the mat. Something underneath your head if you need it. Feel free to roll a blanket underneath your knees. And we're going to move into our final position of Shavasana. Here, just breathe and relax. Remember what you set your intentions for at the beginning of the class, whether it was peace, just an hour of freedom from your kids or whatever it is, the traffic, the job, the fears of financial insecurity, the fears of whatever they are, just let them all go. As you breathe in, breathe light into your body. As you breathe out negativity. Just breathe light in, negativity out. Love in, hate out. Blessings in, anger out. Set an intention for the world right now. Think about what it would be like, what you'd like it to be like in a perfect world. Don't worry about the past where it's been. Just set it for right now. Set your intention for the day, the rest of it. And when you're ready, roll on over to your right side. Into like a little fetal position. Feel free to stay here as long as you want. When you're ready, take your left arm, your left hand, push it into the ground, get yourself on up into a seated position. Your hands in front of your heart, bow your head down. Thank you for practicing